Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every Wednesday morning we go through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video and one person's question will help me make a thumbnail every single week. So please drop your question down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And if I did comment to you saying great question, I might use this and I didn't, please drop that same question again and make sure you put repeat question and we'll get moved to the top. And if it was super long, maybe shorten it up a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything, but when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision. We do have to give thanks to our video sponsor today, and that is ARIZONATCG. If you guys have a couple graded cards or a ton of graded cards you're looking to sell, PSA, CGC, Beckett, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, it does not matter. ARIZONATCG is perfect for you. You just send them all your graded cards. They will handle everything else, take professional scans, post it to their massive weekly eBay auctions, or you can have it on Buy It Now. You can track your collection. You are in full control. So definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. All right, first question is from @AwesomeAlan12. Hey Beard, out of everything in the Prismatic Seal side, aside from the ETBs and the SPC, would you say the surprise box is the best long-term hold? So I've gotten this question quite a few times, so we are going to do a little tier list today, ranking every single Prismatic Evolutions seal product. We're going to rank them from decent, good, great, and best. And remember, it is Prismatic Evolutions. It's a super crazy set if you really look at it. I mean, the value of these raw cards is just wild. I do think they are all overpriced, and I wouldn't buy any of these yet. But you could cut the price in half of every single card, and it's still the most expensive set, like raw card value-wise, in the entire era, hands down. We're also almost done with Scarlet and Violet, so it's definitely one of the best sets in the entire era. It's not like we have 10 more sets to go, and every set is going to be better than that, like what happened with the early Sword and Shield days, with Vivid Voltage and Shiny Fates. You know, when people thought those sets were the best, and then we got alternate arts, and it just blew those old sets out of the water, and nobody wanted them. So, you know, definitely one of the best sets. That being said, you got to be careful investing. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of paying market prices. I always try to get for MSRP, and if I can't get it for MSRP, I usually just wait until prices do come down, because prices usually do come down. I mean, the market doesn't stay hot forever. So if you are investing super heavily into Prismatic Evolutions at these current market prices, just know prices could come down. But if you wait long enough, you know, 5 years, 10 years, it's not going to make the biggest difference. But here's the thing. Most people can't invest more than a year or two. A lot of people are in the hobby for a little bit and then they jump out, they get bored. You know, if stuff isn't going up crazy, you know, they just want to sell it and do something else. So you have to like really stick with it and be here for like 5 to 10 years. But all right, enough rambling. Let's get to it here. So, you know, like I said, though, Prismatic, solid set. So all of these are pretty good products, especially right now. I mean, this stuff is so hard to find. So we're going to start off with just a regular booster pack. Going to put it in decent right now. There's a lot of people who do not like to buy loose packs. I mean, a lot of these box breakers and stuff will, but there's just so many people that just stay away from that. Then we have the mini tins, like the individual mini tins. There's an Umbreon tin. Now that is worth more. And these are like my favorite mini tins because I really feel like people are going to want to collect all the evolutions. So I'm going to put it in good for now. I'm definitely going to be switching some of these around. Then we got the 2-pack blister here for the EV promo. Put that in good. Then we got the tech sticker collection that has 3 packs. Put that in good. Now we have the surprise box. We've never really had anything quite like this before. So I'm going to put it in great. I think it comes with 4 packs and then a stamp promo, which you can get an Umbreon, which is worth a little bit more. But still, it's a pretty cool box. I wish it was either a little smaller or had more stuff in it. When you open it, it's kind of like just plain in there. It's kind of weird. It's pretty empty. Next, we have the poster collection. I'm going to put it in good for now. Might move some of those down to decent. Then we have the new accessory pouch. Now, I've seen a lot of people walking around with their like graded cards or their cell phone in this little pouch. Plus, it's Eevee. It's kind of cool. I'm going to put it in... Wow, great for now. Again, we don't really know with stuff like this. You know, I haven't really seen too many accessory pouches. So we got the booster bundle here. Big fan of booster bundle. I'm going to put it in the best. All right, next we have the binder collection. Now, the 151 collection is absolutely destroying pretty much all of the other 151 products, like around that price range. That does not guarantee this will do the same. You know, it all depends on reprints and stuff. We just really haven't gotten any big reprints of that binder for 151 lately, so... But I still think it is super cool. Plus, people are going to want that EV binder. Not my favorite of binders, to be honest, like quality-wise. It's okay. I wouldn't put my super high-end cards in there, but if you have some like lower-end cards, definitely very solid. So I'm going to put that in great for now. I think I'm going to put the tech sticker down to decent. Same with the poster collection. And then I'm going to put the accessory pouch down to good right now. And like I said, I might move these around a little bit more. Then we have the regular ETB. You know, that is a great box, obviously, solid promo. And then the Pokemon Center ETB, you guys know I'm putting that in best. Now we have the mini tin display. So since this is my favorite mini tin display because you get all the evolutions and you want to collect them all, and there's just a perfect amount, I'm going to put it in great. I might move it up to best, to be honest. I have a feeling it's going to do really, really well. And then we have the SPC, of course, you know, in the best category. This is the best box of the year, in my opinion. And then too, if you look at the 151 UPC, I know they're different, but they're pretty similar. I mean, that is destroying pretty much every single booster box in the entire Scarlet and Violet era, if you really look at it. Now, of course, the 151 UPC got down to $70, which, like I said, if the market gets super cold, you know, this stuff could crash. You know, that's why I don't like paying market prices. But, all right, let's take a little peek here and see if we want to move anything around. So in decent, we got loose booster packs, the text sticker, and the poster collection. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let's zoom in a little bit since we don't have very many products. And then for good, we got just loose mini tins. And then we got the 2-pack with that special EV promo. I kind of like that better than the text sticker collections. I just feel like people don't really like the stickers that much. And then the poster also. And then the accessory pouch, it's kind of different. I almost want to move that up to great. I have a feeling it's going to do super good. But right now, looking at great, we got the surprise box, binder collection, ETB, and mini tin display. And then best, booster bundle, Pokemon Center ETB, and then the SPC. So I think I'm actually going to move the booster bundle down to great. It is, you know, amazing. I'm going to put the mini tin display up to best. And then there is a booster bundle display, which I should have added. That will for sure go in the best category. I mean, if you can get a sealed booster bundle display, I mean, that is definitely one of the best products in the entire era. Same with like a Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB case, or, you know, an SPC case, you know, stuff like that. But, all right, I think looking at this, I am pretty happy. But all right, let me know down below what you guys think. And like I said, you know, it's a super, super solid set. These are all really good products. Just try not to overpay and just try to hold out as long as you can and get this stuff at MSRP. And, you know, it's just so much safer that way. But all right, next is from @redhaired: Hey Beard, do you think the Evolving Skies ETB will drop during the summer, or should I pick up now? I don't think it's really going to drop too much for Evolving Skies. I have a feeling it's just going to go up in price. Especially the booster box is kind of going crazy. Last sold $295, $290, $283, $300. But I'd feel safe picking up one of these for sure. Next is from @JuniorXL3JB. I have 3 Unbroken Bonds booster boxes. What do you think trading an Unbroken Bonds booster box for a sealed case of Destined Rivals will be a good trade? I'm thinking of waiting until Destined Rivals drops around $200 a box. Love the content. So I think that'd be okay. It's always good to, you know, sell some of the stuff that goes crazy and reinvest it into some other things, you know, so you can just keep doing that constantly, because you have 3 Unbroken Bonds. You could sell 1, which gets you a case of Destined Rivals, and then you wait, you know, 5 years down the road like you did with Unbroken Bonds. And then instead of having 3 booster boxes like you did with Bonds, you now have 6 Destined Rivals. So you know, just keep upgrading like that. But I think that is, you know, totally okay. $200 a box is still kind of expensive. I try to get it a little cheaper, but still, you know, if you wait long enough, 5 years, 10 years, which if you have Unbroken Bonds, you know this. So that'll definitely be okay. But last sold on TCG players, $1,650, $1,600, $1,550, and $1,750. $1,750 was a couple months ago. But yeah, I think that would totally be okay. Next is from @SerioForelUY1WK. Hey Beard, I managed to get the Hidden Fates Charizard about a year ago for $200. I graded with CGC as it looked immaculate, but was a touch off center. It came back a pristine 10. Is it a good time to sell now, or will this card keep going up in price? Keep up with the awesome videos. So we do have a sale here at $1,025 with 63 bids on eBay. Honestly, you know, since CGC, they're getting so much hate right now, and they just keep grading fake cards, and the market's pretty hot right now. I feel like it'd be an okay time to sell, to be honest. Next is from @RutherSplat. What do you think of the Korean promo Ditto Metamong project? The event is over, and I like the look, but it's like 40 and doesn't really come close to something with a similar release, i.e. Felt Hat Pikachu. So we'll take a little peek. We have the promo right here. It's a pretty cool looking card. I do not think very many people collect Korean though, to be honest. And, you know, we're dealing with like illustration rares and stuff like that now, to where some of these like half art cards, you know, there's automatically, you know, 75% of the new people coming in that just will never want to collect these, just because we have such, you know, crazy cards now. So you got to keep that in mind. But for $40, I mean, it's not super risky. I mean, this person sold 10 of them for $530, another 10 for $510. So, They don't seem super, super rare. I'm not sure how many there are. But I mean, if you got an extra 40 and you really, really like the card, you know, it's not terrible. It might go down in price a little bit, but there's a small chance it could, you know, double in price. You never know. It's kind of tough dealing with these newer exclusive cards that are not Japanese because we just do not know, you know, how the Korean or the Chinese side is going to do. So, but it is a super cute card for sure. If you guys are a Ditto fan, definitely check this out. Next is from Taylor G. Waltney 6681. What are your thoughts on the Team Rocket's Tyranitar promo card from PC? Keep up the great videos. So when the Pokemon Center does this, I usually don't care. And every once in a while, these cards do pop off, but most of the time, you know, they're worth like $5 to like $15. But whenever I see this, I usually don't just like order some random stuff to get it. You know, if these were illustration rares or something like that, I would definitely go crazy. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Next is from Jordan Grew YI6FQ. Yo, Beard, for the first time ever, I got the idea to look at the prices for staff cards online. I can't believe how cheap some of them are. Do you feel like in the current market there are many good pickups in regards to these types of cards? Am I crazy that so many of them seem so insanely ultra undervalued to me? So some of them are definitely pretty cheap. I mean, like there's ones that are like $10. The Indeedee is $10 for Surging Sparks. Even Chen Pao, you know, it's $17. I'm probably going to get this one because I'm a big Chen Pao fan. But yeah, there's lots of very, very affordable ones for sure. Magneton from Surging is $22. If you guys do not know what these are, they literally have a little symbol that says staff on them. So, I mean, these are definitely some of the more rare cards that we actually have in Pokemon for sure. It's just, you know, again, if these were illustration rares, oh my God, these would be so expensive. Like it would just be crazy. Some of them can get pretty expensive. I mean, like the Jirachi from Team Up, which Team Up's just a crazy set. Market price $127. The Charizard from Team Up, $500. And the new Destined Rivals ones are all very expensive right now. You know, the Team Rocket's Tyranitar, $140, Gyarados $95, Ethan's Typhlosion $84. These are definitely some of the better ones. So if these ever crash and become, you know, $15, $20, $25 cards, I'd maybe pick up some of these. But if you do want to pick up any staff cards, definitely just try to stick with like the more popular Pokemon if you're going to do it. You know, the ones with a little bit better arts too. But at these prices, you know, it's not super expensive. It's not super risky. It might pay off. So definitely would be okay to pick up a few staff cards if you're interested in them. They are pretty cool. I have a handful of them, but, you know, I'm not super obsessed. Next is from a member at Reximus0925. Hey Beard, what's your opinion on buying the Latios and Latios GX 170 PSA 10 now, or waiting until after the 30th anniversary? This would be another addition to my personal collection, and I'm trying to pick it up once the prices cool down. As I've mentioned before, What If Wednesday is truly top tier content, easily one of the best series out there. Thank you as always. So, I mean, you got some money if you're talking about this card in a PSA 10. Last sold on Pokedata is $7,900. I don't know if it's really going to drop too much. It could come down a little bit. It's just so tough to say. If Pokemon continues like what we're in now, and it's just hot like this for a while, I mean, I have a feeling this card is just going to keep going up in price. But if the market does cool off and if Pokemon goes back to normal, I could definitely see this card dropping for sure. You know, same with like the Umbreon VMAX and stuff. But yeah, it's just so tough to say. The pop on this is 1,882. So it is, you know, actually somewhat rare in a PSA 10 compared to the Umbreon VMAX. And, you know, the tag teams are just crazy. But yeah, even raw, 2,250, 2,300. We got an 1,100, 1,000, 14, 1,899. Yeah, I wish I could be more help, but I would just wait another month or two and see if it does come down in price. And if it doesn't come down at all this summer, you might just want to pick it up if Pokemon keeps pumping out these crazy sets. Next is from JP Boathead 884. Is it too late to invest into Paldea Evolved? So if you hold it for 5 to 10 years, no. But if you're, you know, just going to be in Pokemon for like a year or two, it's pretty expensive. Last sold $302, $299, $289. But I could definitely see this box coming down in price, like right back to $250 for sure, especially this summer. Could even get down to $200 this summer. So definitely hold off a little bit. As you can see, it's coming down a little bit, a couple dollars. So, you know, just check midsummer and it should be a little bit cheaper, hopefully. Next is from David Wang 6002. What are your thoughts on Hidden Fate slabs at the current prices? I know pop rates for PSA 10s are higher than other Sun and Moon sets, So again, you got to think, everybody coming into the hobby right now, we got special illustration rares and stuff. They're not going to care too much about these cards. Obviously, we're going to get some, legit Pokemon fans that want to learn the history and get all these older cards and stuff. But most of them, they're just going to want the new special illustration rares. And with these having pretty high pops, I mean, the Umbreon is at 5,360. I mean, that's somewhat high. And the 9 is at 3,532. I can't see these cards going up forever. I mean, Umbreon got up to 587 in 2021, got down to $150. Then it just got up to 450, and now last sold 410, 440, 430, and 450. We got a 9 at 200, 165, and 179. But again, if you are big fans of these cards, they're very solid, and they do have a decent chance of going, crazy. But in my opinion, I just don't think that many people are going to want to collect them. But some of them are super undervalued also, like Ho-Oh's dirt cheap. Like, there's lots of good ones for sure that are super, super cheap. All right, next is from @ngrimes14. What products would you recommend trying to pick up for sealed and singles at Card Party and other conventions? So what's good about going to conventions is you can see stuff in person. So that's where you're going to want to get your higher end stuff. Plus you can kind of barter in person, so it's just a little better. But that's where I'm going to be picking up booster boxes or like a little bit older stuff or like Pokemon Center ETBs to where I can inspect the box myself and make sure there are no tears, dents, or anything like that, because that does make a difference when you go to sell. I mean, if you're not taking a picture of that ding or that tear or anything like that, you're going to get a bad review on eBay, or they're going to want a refund or a partial refund. And then if you do take pictures of that stuff, then you have to lower the price. So, getting the cleanest box as possible is always super good. And then like card wise, you can actually see the raw cards in person, so you might be able to find some nice gradable cards for sure. And then same with PSA 10 slabs. You have no idea how many scratched up PSA slabs I have seen that people have ordered. So that way you can actually see the slabs in person and make sure it's not all scratched up, because people do try to hide that sometimes too. But all right, next question is from the Pokemon Hub 223. Love the videos, Beard. I've been watching for almost 2 years now. That is crazy. I really appreciate that. My question is, if you had to bet money on Ilya Taporia versus Charles Oliveira, who are you taking? So I actually like Charles better, but I have a feeling Taporia is going to take that one. I mean, the dude is just a monster. If you guys do not know what we're talking about UFC. It's going to be a super good fight, though. Next is from Lobo Castillo 7228. Hey Beard, I pulled an SIR Nidoking and SIR Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. Both are beautiful cards, but I really want the Mewtwo. Would it be worth it to sell/trade those two for the Mewtwo? Thank you, enjoy the videos. That is perfect. That's what this hobby is all about, trading to get the cards you want. But yeah, definitely do that. Next is from You Never Had Me 3717. I picked up duplicates of illustration rares, including Ninetales Obsidian, Suicune Crown, Dragonair 151, etc. when they were at the bottom. Should I be holding these long term or just wait for the next spike in illustration rares to sell? Love the vids, man. So when we're talking about cards and investing, you're definitely going to want to sell at those high times instead of just like holding them for a long time. It's a little bit different with cards compared to sealed because, we're always going to be getting sealed. We're always going to be getting booster boxes, ETBs. We can get different things, but we're still going to be getting those same products. But the cards could always get better. I mean, the next era could blow the Scarlet and Violet era out of the water, which could make some of these Scarlet and Violet era cards less desirable. So you have to keep that in mind. So yeah, definitely just sell when we have those big spikes. Next is from Flurinator. Hey Beard, I'm hoping you could give some advice on sealed storage. I have an assortment of ETBs, PC ETBs, booster boxes, UPCs, and 151 Blooming Waters. They all sit in a Costco storage bin, those 27-gallon yellow top ones. Do you think I need to get individual cases for anything like the ETBs or booster boxes, or are they okay in the bins? So as long as they're not getting crushed and you're not moving the bin around a ton, they're okay. But if you are moving some stuff around and, some of them might be getting squished, it might be, a good idea to get at least like the booster boxes and Pokemon Center ETBs, protected, especially the more expensive ones. But as long as, nothing's getting crushed, you should be fine. Next is from Jazz Wazabel. What is your opinion on trading a sealed case of Celebrations PC ETBs for serialized Nagaba Evolutions PSA 10, PSA 8 Dark Charizard, and a PC Shrouded Fables ETB? I know Celebrations will pop off with the 30th, but I couldn't say no to these. So I probably would not have made that trade because the Shrouded Fable ETB, that's going to be one of the last ETBs to move, even though it is the Pokemon Center. And The PSA Dark Charizard, I mean, that's okay. It doesn't sound like it's the first edition. And then the evolution cards are pretty sweet, and they are going up in price a little bit. But honestly, I feel like the Celebrations PC ETBs will be worth like double, maybe even triple the price when we actually get to the 30th anniversary. So I probably wouldn't have made that trade. But still, I mean, you got some decent stuff. And if it's stuff that you enjoy more than Celebrations, that's what really matters. Next is from Big Boss Gaming 1858. Question, would you sell Umbreon GX PSA 10 from Hidden Fates and use the money to get Rayquaza V Alt-Art PSA 10? Always wanted that card. Thanks, love the vids. I feel like that'd be okay. I mean, the Rayquaza V, there's definitely more of them in a PSA 10, but there's way more people that collect that card than the Hidden Fates card. So yeah, that's definitely solid. Next is from Headshots881. Hey PokeBeard, really dig your channel. Haven't missed a single upload in the past 12 months now. Love the insight you give. Question, so I have a bit of sealed product stored inside my garage/closet, but I need to move some stuff out to make room for other stuff. Is it safe to store sealed products in a storage shed that I have in my backyard? I live in Texas and it gets pretty warm. Don't know if that will affect something. So I've actually never been to Texas, but I think it gets pretty humid in the summer, and humidity is not the best for this stuff. So I'd probably keep it in the house if you can. And last on the list is Fall Guy McFly. What is a better long-term play, Prismatic SPC or Destined Rivals Booster Box? I have the opportunity to trade a Destined Rivals Booster Box for an SPC. What should I do? So if you already have multiple Destined Rivals, I would definitely make that trade. Just so you got a little variety. You never know which one's really going to be better. But like I mentioned earlier, the 151 UPC is basically beating every single Scarlet and Violet Era booster box right now. And that thing was $70 for months. And those were everywhere. And it's still, destroying all the booster boxes. But if you only have one, that's a tough one. I mean, Destined Rivals is definitely one of the best sets in the entire era. I mean, it's a toss-up. Now, the Prismatic is a bigger product, and I don't think they make nearly as many of those, big collection boxes like that as they do these small booster boxes, which is just, super easy packaging with just packs. So I have a feeling you might be able to get a Destined Rivals booster box down the road, a little bit easier than some of the Prismatic, special premium collections. So, but all right, that was today's Pokemon What If Wednesday. If you guys do like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And if you guys could do me a massive favor and hop over to my TikTok that I just started and give me a follow there. I'm really trying to get to 10,000 followers super fast. So please, I would really, really appreciate that. And then too, you can, check out my Instagram or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Pokemon Market Monday, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.